Good morning, class. Okay, so today we're going to learn about two types of grammar, yeah? So before we start, it's actually the first part you guys are very used to it already. So this one, it's just that it's a bit more than your usual one. Okay, more specific, lebih detail, 更仔细的. So right now, I didn't write down the example lah. So this is very short enough already. I took this from your textbook. Okay, I refined it and then there's no example. But I need you to write it down because there are certain things that you guys are still not very familiar with. So I give you about 5 minutes to copy this one. Don't copy the below one, copy the simple past tense first. Okay? I give you 5 minutes and you can pause the video. I count until 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's start. So you guys know already, say, yeah, I know, but sometimes you guys still do it the same thing. Okay, this is very important later part when you want to write stories in your exam, yeah? So the first one we look at is simple past tense. Okay, you just remember what is the difference between simple past tense and past continuous tense. Okay, simple past tense means you only add the verb there, okay, the verb you add ed or d, okay? Whereas past continuous, you see the word continuous means 持续, berterusan means in front, because it's past, yeah? So in front must be was and were. In front must be was or were, and then the verb be plus ing. So how to differentiate when to add ing, how to differentiate when to add ed or d. These are some of the rules. No, these are the rules, the basic rules that you need to understand in order for you not to make. If you can understand these rules, you definitely will not be confused on when to add ed or d or when to add ing. Okay, so let's look at the simple past tense first. Let's not look at the past continuous tense first. Okay, so let's look at the first one. It says simple past tense. Simple past tense is adding ed and d to the verb. The first one is something that had happened. You always understand that simple past tense is what? Something happened already, no longer happening. 已经发生了，没有已经发生了，没有再发生了，就是说已经停了。Okay, berlaku sudah, lepas tu dia berhenti, dia tidak berlaku lagi. So something that has started, bermula 开始 ended, 然后它就没有再发生了，停 berhenti, tidak berlaku lagi. In the past, usually how do you know? Got time, got date, and got day. Example, let's look at the example in your textbook. I believe you guys already gotten your textbook, right? You guys can open, okay? This is in page 21, yeah? It's in page 21. Okay, you can pause the video for a while if you want to open your textbook. This one, the example, no need to write, you just look at it. Okay, so the example is, where is the example already? I cut it out, yeah, here. So let's look at it. Hold on. Okay, so the first one is this one. Okay, something that started and finished at the time means they investigated the crime 2 years ago. 2 years ago means they investigated. Still investigating? No more. No more means this action ended already. This one is very easy. This is the most basic rule for simple past tense. Let's look at the second one. Okay, the second one says, okay, is it in this one? Oh yeah, it's in this one. The second one says past routines and habits. Routine is this routines like every day you go to school, every day you brush your teeth, something that you do almost every day or every day. Okay, so past routines and habits. Habits is sikuan amalan. Okay, past already, you're no longer doing it. For example, like me, I used to walk to university every day. That is in the past. That is a habit. Okay, when I was in university, but now no longer I do that anymore because I'm no longer in the university. Okay, some of you might even right now last year you used to walk to school every day. That one is for last year, and now this year you don't need to walk anymore because your parents going to send you to school. Okay, let's say example. So you used to walk to school every day. That is a routine in the past, now no longer happening. Okay, so let's look at the example. This one also almost the same meaning like the first one. Let's look at the second one. Past routines or habits. The archaeologists often visited Egypt. He used to visit Egypt, but now is he still visiting Egypt? No. Okay, he no longer visits Egypt anymore. So this one we use ed. Okay, this one the first and the second one is almost the same. Yeah, 有一线之差的差别, ada perbezaan sedikit sahaja. Okay, let's look at the next one. The third one is, let's look at it. Situations that were true in the past but are no longer that are no longer true now. Can you add the word now? It's very important, so I guess you guys understand when you do revision. Meaning situation 以前是对的真的现在不是了. Perkara yang betul atau benar di dulu tapi sekarang tak ada sudah. Meaning for example, like celebrities. For example, Kim Kardashian. Is it Kim Kardashian? She is now going through a divorce with her husband, right? So she used to live together with her husband. But now, is it true or not? Is she still living with her husband? No. Because she is going through a divorce with her husband. Okay? So this one almost the same with the first and second one? Yes, almost the same. Let's look at the examples. The example given. Let's look at the third one. Situation or that is no longer true. Okay, let's look at the example here. Tony believed in ghosts when he was a child. When he was a child, is he still a child? How do we know that he is not a child anymore? He was. Means he is no longer a child. He has grown up. He is an adult now. Okay? So, last time he believed in ghosts. Now he believe or not? No. Because of the ed, we know that he no longer believes in ghosts. Continue. The next one. Okay. Now this one also. Actions that happen one after another. What is the meaning of one after another? One after another, please write out the meaning. 一个接一个，一个接一个，satu demi satu. Satu demi satu means action satu demi satu. 一个接一个的动作. Usually, when do you use this? When you are telling stories. When you are telling stories, okay? You're describing the actions that were happening. Okay, let's look at the example given. Okay, the example is here. It says, Dean opened the door, okay, here, of the haunted house. You see past tense? Went inside, still past tense, no ing, and walk slowly up to the stairs. 就是持续的，你不可能突然就是说我先开门，然后进去，然后慢慢走路。它是一个接一个的，没有一个是超越另外一个的动作。Kamu perasan tak? Dia cakap dia buka, dia masuk, dia jalan perlahan-perlahan. Satu demi satu itu action. Bukan tiba-tiba dia buka pintu lepas tu dia naik itu tangga. Dia satu demi satu. If like this, the rule is not ing. Remember I told you before, if you see in a sentence there are two actions. The first one must be the second one the first one is influenced by the sentence. The second one automatically you have to add ing. This is not the case. This is different. This is actions one after another. Actions one after another, which means you do this action first, then after that the next action, and then the next action. So this one no ing 因为它是一个又一个的动作，kerana ini satu demi satu punya action. Okay, so this one is different from the ing rule class, so make sure. And the last one, let's look at the last one. Okay, the last one says past actions that won't happen again. 以前发生过的现在不会再发生. Perkara dulu yang berlaku tapi sekarang tidak akan berlaku lagi. So almost the same but it's a bit different. 有一线之差的分别, ada perbezaan punya semua dia punya role ini. Okay, so let's look at it. Homer wrote many stories about the ancient Greeks. Okay, he wrote many stories about ancient Greeks. Is he still writing the stories? No, he no longer writes any story about ancient Greeks. Okay, so whatever is the past that is no longer happening, stop there already. We just use past simple or simple past. It's the same thing. Past simple, you need to put a tense. But if you say simple past, Simple past, you have to put the word tense. Okay, that one not important, just for you to grasp the concept behind. Okay, so let's look at the next one, past continuous. So just now, what is past continuous? Meaning we add was and were in front, confirm got was and were in front one. Okay, class? And then the verb, we have to add ing. So here there are three. Okay, so you say, teacher, past tense can add ing meh? Yes. Okay, when do we add ing in past tense? When do we add ing in past tense? Let's look at the first one. Let me enlarge this a bit more. Hold on, class. Okay, cannot. Okay, so let's look at the first rule. The first rule, it says, actions that were in progress at the time in the past, meaning actions were in progress. What is the meaning of in progress? In progress means tengah berlaku. 正在发生, write down the meaning. Tengah berlaku. 正在发生. So actions, when you are describing about something in the past, okay, and that action is the action was happening, 正在发生, tengah berlaku in the past, pada ketika itu, tapi dulu in the past 在那个时候都是 past 的 you have to add ing. For example, let's look at it. It's here, it's here already. The historian was reading a book at 5 o'clock last night. Got time. Okay, so 他要讲的意思是这个的意思，在5点那个时候呢，他正在读这一本书。Apa yang dia tengah cakap, kenapa tambah ing? Ialah dia tengah menjelaskan pada waktu itu jam 5, dia tengah membaca buku. So 你怎么样要分得很清楚？总而言之，它是 past tense， 然后它有正在的意思，它就要加 ing. Asalkan benda itu ialah past tense, tapi kamu punya maksud yang kamu ingin bawa ada perlu tambah tengah. Okay? Itu automatically kamu perlu tambah ing. You just remember this concept. Okay? So this one should be not a problem. Let's look at the second one. The second one, let's look at the second one. It says 2 or more actions in progress happening at the same time in the past. Okay, so 2 or more actions in progress. Okay, just now we say only actions, but this one is 2 or more in progress happening at the same time. Meaning I eat and I watch TV. 我吃东西又看电视，saya makan saya tengok TV. That is happening at the same time. Okay, it can be 2 actions, it can be more than 2 actions. Understand? As long as 2 actions and above. Okay? How do you know? You will see this word while. This is the indicator. While is apabila. I don't know what is it in Chinese. It's apabila. So let's look at this. This should be not that difficult. This one is this one. Sorry. I was watching a spooky program while my brother was doing the laundry. Meaning, when he was watching that ghost story, his brother at the same time, his brother was doing the laundry. He was washing the dirty clothes. Okay, so 2 actions happening together at the same time. 2个动作同一个时候发生，2 action yang tengah berlaku pada masa yang sama. You have to add ing. Both also you have to add ing. This one, the one previously I said, if you see 2 actions, okay, in one sentence, the first one is influenced by the sentence. The second one, automatically I add ing. This is different, different from that rule, class, different from that rule. Okay, let's continue with the next one. And the last one. An action in progress in the past but was interrupted by other action. What is the meaning of interrupted? terkacau, 被打扰。意思说，你可能在做一个东西，你突然间被其他的东西 ，OK， 突然间你吃东西呢，突然间你被打扰，有人按门铃啊。这个也是 ing. Maksudnya mungkin kamu tengah makan, tiba-tiba ada orang tekan lonceng rumah kamu. Itu maksudnya dikacau atau terkacau. Okay? So let's look at it. This one is 2 actions together. Let's look at the example here. The third one I didn't write because it's very easy. Hold on, let's go back to the third one later. We were talking about our theory when we observed something remarkable, okay? So at that time, they were talking about their theory, okay? But later suddenly, what did they see? They saw, they observed something remarkable. 他看到一个东西。Okay? So, 你正在做那个东西 okay, the first action must be ing. The second action must be ed. 你正在做的那个你要加 ing. Yang kamu tengah buat punya action, ing. 然后突然间被打扰的那个 action, tiba-tiba dikacau punya action itu, that one you add ed. Understand now, class? Okay, the third one. The last one, this is very easy. Giving background information in a story. The sun was shining and John was walking in the forest. This is not very important. You just remember when you're telling a story, at that time happening is still ing. This, the third one and the first one is actually almost the same meaning. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Let's look at the exercise right now. Okay, so right now, what I want you to do is don't copy. We don't have time to copy. So number 3, let's look at section number 3 ni ya. Please on your exercise book write down page 21. Okay. Exercise page TB page 23. This is exercise 3, right? How many questions there? Let me look at it. 7 questions. The other one, okay, this exercise 4, no need, we go through together. No, exercise 4 we do it you have to copy the answer. Okay, exercise 3, 7 questions. Exercise 4, 18 questions. Okay, this one is exercise 3. 1, don't write the question now, class, just write down the answers as usual. Okay, I'll give you time to do it first. Hold on. And then same thing on your exercise book. Okay, exercise 4 got 18 questions. 1, 2. Okay, as usual, I will give you time to do, and then you just use red pen to copy when we mark the answers later. Okay, got 18 right, so please do it until 18. Okay, so let's look at it. Right now, you can look at the screen. Please do exercise 3 first and exercise 4. And exercise 4. Oh my goodness, Lord. So, I'm just going to mark exercise 3 today. Okay, exercise 4 I discuss tomorrow. So, but later when you post the pictures, I want to see exercise 4 done as well. Like just now, only the answer. Okay, class, based on the rules just now. So let's look at the first. You can pause the video. I give you about 6 minutes to do question number 1 until 7 in exercise 3. I count until 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Peter wasn't watching, or Peter didn't watch a scary program at 7 o'clock yesterday. So got time. So which one? Didn't watch a scary program or wasn't watching? Okay, this one, the answer is, hold on, class. Let me just take out my pen. This one, that is trying to say that at 7 jam 7 semalam dia tidak tengok, 他没有看 Peter 他那个时候没有在看， pada waktu itu dia tidak tengok. So Peter wasn't watching. Okay, Peter wasn't watching. Next one, number 2, Alfred Hitchcock, okay, many remarkable films. 他之前已经引导过很多 film. Dia pernah mengarah banyak film. Or still happening? No longer happening. No longer happening, not ing. Straight away ed. Because tak ada berlaku, sudah 没有在发生了. So it's only ed. Cannot put ing. Continue. Number 3, every year Pat brought me, routine. Remember the routine. Routine is at ed, not at ing. Pat brought me a mysterious book and routine together. We open it together. After bring, you say you open. So 一定是带了才开. So this is one action after another. One action after another. That's why this one is both also must be in ED. Question number 4. Lara a book of myth while Taylor the net. So two actions happening at the same time. How do you know? Because of the word while. So when you say two actions happening at the same time, both you have to add ing. So Lara was reading a book while Taylor was surfing the net. Surfing the net means online. Question number 5. Did they solve 他们有没有解决到 mereka ada selesaikan or were they solving 他们有没有正在 adakah mereka tengah the mystery in 1990 所以我要问你1990年的那个有没有去破案di tahun 1990 tu adakah mereka berjaya selesaikan case itu so cannot be ing right so the answer is did they solve teacher you didn't say did but in context class in context. Continue. Question number 6. Tom knew about the bizarre event or Tom was knowing. 他知道 dia tahu 有没有tengah 有没有正在 so don't have right so it's don't have ing it's only knew. Tom knew about the bizarre event. And the last question number 7. Okay, this one is one action after another. One action after another. When you are telling a story, this one have to add ed. So the spirit came out of the castle. And what did the spirit do next? He walked down to the lake, and then later after walk to the lake, what happened next? Disappear. So one action after another, all must be in ed. Okay, this one no need to copy the question, just like just now. Okay, so later I want to see this part, yeah? I want to see this part only already marked, and this one with your answers. This one all with your answers. Understand or not? Question 1 until 18. Use the grammar rules that I have taught you. It's a bit confusing, a bit only. But as long as you understand, you'll be able to do it, okay? So now let's go to the second part of our grammar today. The second part of our grammar is this one. Okay? This is quite easy, actually not very difficult. I give you about, but it's very important for you to learn. I give you about 5 minutes to 7 minutes to copy the notes. I count until 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so now, when would you use used to? When do we use would and when do we use be and get to? This is taken from your textbook, page number 23, if I'm not mistaken. Page 23. Okay, so used to, it says, when do we use used to? The meaning of used to here is, here, this one. Okay, the meaning of used to here is 曾经, pernah, write down. 曾经, pernah, write down. So what is the meaning? Actions that we did in the past regularly. What is the meaning of regularly? 很常, selalu. We did in the past but no longer doing it now. 我现在没有做了, sekarang saya tidak buat. Dulu saya selalu buat tapi sekarang saya tidak buat. Or another one is keadaan yang selalu berlaku dulu. Okay, 一个状况很常发生 states means keadaan ，state 是状况，keadaan yang selalu berlaku dulu tapi sekarang tidak berlaku lagi，以前很常发生的，现在没有发生的状况，还没有再发生了。Okay, for example like this one, I used to travel to Singapore every month. Still traveling? No, because used to means 曾经 ，okay 很常又是曾经 selalu dan pernah. Sekarang tidak berlaku lagi. 现在没有发生了。But you have to make sure after used to, after to, the verb after that must be original. This is very easy, ah. The second one, when do we use would? This is a different kind of would, ah. Would has different types of usages. This is one of it, yeah, class. Okay, would. Will and would means akan, right? But here, is it akan, ah? Not really akan here. It's not really akan here. So would is actions that we did regularly in the past, same thing, but no longer doing. Same with used to. same meaning. Okay, would means okay 曾经很常发生的，现在没有发生。Maksudnya sama juga dengan used to. Dulu selalu berlaku tapi sekarang tidak berlaku lagi. But this one is, what is the difference between used to and would? Used to and would both only can use for actions. But would you cannot use for keadaan. Would 你不能用在状况， tidak boleh guna untuk keadaan. Cuma boleh guna untuk action, 只能用在动作. That is the similarities between these two. Okay, so let's look at the example. Why I write down this example so that it's clearer. Okay, the ghost would disappear as soon as someone tried to take the picture of it. Okay, so would disappear. 以前曾经发生的，他一拍照他就不见了。dulu kalau dia ambil gambar itu hantu, dia akan hilang. 现在还在发生吗？ sekarang berlaku ke tidak? No. Okay, so you remember after would, why I highlight disappear? After would, the verb after that must be original. And the last one, be. Whenever you say be, teacher, what's the meaning of be? Be meaning adding is, are, was, were, or has, have, had, no lah, is, are, was, were only, okay? Or get used to. Apa maksud get used to? 习惯起来 membiasakan diri, 习惯起来 membiasakan diri. So this one 是它这个整个东西呢，第三个 C 它是在讲着它正在学习习惯起来. Yang C ni bermaksud dia punya rule utama yang dia tengah mengutarakan. Maksud rule ini ialah dia dalam proses untuk membiasakan diri. Okay, dia dalam proses untuk membiasakan diri. So let's look at the first one. The first one is and are plus used to, but here special. Teacher, after verb you say have to add original. Why this one can add ing? This is special case. This is called gerund. Gerund is something we have learned in Form 4. We have also learned, I believe you have learned in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. Okay, go and look it up. I don't want to explain now, okay? So, is and are used to, the verb have to add ing. This is have to remember one. So, when do we use this? Something that is usual and familiar. Okay, this one not in the past. 还在 something that is usual and familiar, meaning 你很习惯的东西， sesuatu yang kamu sangat biasa. Still happening? Yes, still happening. How do we know? I'm using is and are. Understand? Still happening because I'm using is and are. Example, we are used to hearing the strange sounds in the attic. Used to hearing. Still happening? Yes, because it's are. Understand or not? And the second one is and are plus getting used to, verb plus ing. This one is just used to. This one I add getting. So what is the difference between the second rule and the first rule? Getting used to means 还在,正在 习惯, masih tengah membiasakan diri. Ini sudah biasa, 这个他已经很习惯了. 第一个 rule 他已经很习惯了. Rule yang pertama dia sudah biasa. Okay, dia sudah biasa tentang benda itu. Tapi yang kedua, 第二个 rule is 我还在习惯着. Dia masih tengah membiasakan diri. So what is it? Because of the 正在, this why we add the get, we have to add ing. Understand or not? So in the process of becoming familiar with something, okay? Still in the process, 还在正在 okay? 正在弄熟自己, masih tengah membiasakan diri sendiri. He is getting used to living near a cemetery. Same thing, he is getting have to add ing, and then after to whatever verb you have to add ing. Okay, and then is and are is the most common one. It change according to the context. Sometimes can be has and have, sometimes can be did. For example, had got used to living. Okay, so right now let's look at the exercise. Okay, so let's look at the exercise. Okay. This one no need to write. We're just going to go through very fast. It says you can use used to. You can also use would. Okay, let's question number 1. We do 3 enough. They go to the Stonehenge for the festival every summer. They used to go to the Stonehenge for the festival every summer. They would go to the Stonehenge for the festival every summer. As a child, I used to dress up on October 31st. As a child, I would dress up. See? Can use, right? Okay. So this one I'm not going to go through. Okay, this is very easy. This is what I want you to do. Okay, I give you about don't copy, class, don't copy. This is exercise 3, page 23. Okay, this is exercise, oh, that one is, never mind lah, class. You just write again, exercise 3. Exercise 3, what is this? This one is used to would. Okay, how many questions are there? 6 questions. Don't copy the questions. No need to waste your time. Just write down the answers. Six questions, right? Hold on. Okay, now only write down the answers, either used to or getting used to. Okay, so I give you about 5 minutes to do it. You can pause the video. I count until 5 and we're gonna mark after this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, question number 1. How is your son? He's fine. 他还在正在习惯着, dia masih tengah membiasakan diri. Tengah, 正在 membiasakan diri. So used to or is getting used to. Because still happening mah. So the answer is getting used to. University life. Question number 2. Did Mr. Bones used to or is Mr. Bones used to work in the graveyard? 还在做工作吗? Masih tengah kerja kah? Tiada lagi. Okay? 没有在做了, so cannot use the is because it's present tense. So the only answer is did Mr. Bond used to. So if you use did means automatically the use, you have to throw away the D. Because after do, did, does, the verb after that must be original form. Okay, don't forget that. Question number 3. Dina isn't used to cooking or Dina wouldn't cook her own meal. That's because her mom always cook for her. One is isn't used, tak biasa. One is wouldn't cook. Okay? Dia tidak akan masak. Dia tak pernah masak. So which one? Because the mother would always cook for her. So which one is the correct answer? Isn't used to isn't used to cooking means, let's look at the rule. Means in the past but no longer happening. This one also in the past but no longer happening. Used to and would. Okay, what are the differences between these two questions now? Because wouldn't cook means no longer happening, yeah, class. So because this one isn't used to, it's not used to cooking. The answer is this one. Okay, continue. Question number 4. Friend looks different now. Looks different now. Yes, she would wear glasses. She used to wear glasses. She used to. Let me see. Got ing or not? She used to wear glasses. She would wear glasses. Actually, both also correct, right? Technically, according to the grammar, is correct, right? But this one is action, correct? Action also, both also. Yes, she used to. Actually, both also correct, but grammatically, both also correct. But used to is correct, the most accurate one. Next one. I've never used this computer program before. Don't worry,你会习惯起来的. Kamu akan biasa. You will get used to it. Cannot be be, right? Be cannot use in sentence one. It's either you put is or are or was or were. You'll get used to it. 你会习惯起来的. And question number 6. Do you remember staying with grandma when we were kids? Yes. She got used to. Got used to means biasa, 习惯. She would, 她以前曾经会这样子做. Dulu dia biasa buat begini. She would tell us spooky stories at bedtime. Okay? So that's all for today, class. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.